Committee meeting of May 6th. We call a meeting to order.
No,
April 9th. I'm reading this.
Wow.
April 9th, I'm really... Call a meeting to order, and we're going to be reviewing the warrant for the annual town meeting. The first article is just the normal one, hear and act on reports of committees. Number 2 is the town will vote to suspend the section to go and do the special town meeting. No, to do section 19, that's just the general one, so that if we can go back and
Balance the budget.
rebalance the budget at the end of the meeting, so we don't do anything with that. Number 3 is set the salaries for the elected offices. And we've all done that in the budget, so all I need is a motion to recommend.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. We don't write any synopsis in the bottom of that one, right? Because I see some already
No, we
have
don't
that.
do any of that.
Okay.
Okay, Article 4 is the general omnibus budget, and we've already approved everything on that. And our recommendations are right over. There's another one, so we all got one now? We all have one now?
And warrants,
Our recommendations are all there, so we don't have to re-recommend on that.
Yeah, that's the fourth column, Peter.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, recommends.
Okay, Article 5 is the water budget.
Okay, I only had a question earlier. I asked Barney, but I noticed that what we voted on a couple weeks ago, whatever, is a little bit different than what's printed here. And the two numbers that I saw that were different, line item number 12 on, no, I'm sorry, line item number 13. They have $35,054.90, see that number? Mm-hmm. And we had voted on 42, 182.29. It's like a $7,000 difference. And I didn't know what the, what the explanation was to that, or if there is one. And then on line, at the bottom, where it says overhead, article overhead. You see it says a question mark, there's article question mark overhead on page 3. It was $67,414.65 printed in the warrant here, but when we voted it was $67,600.44, and that is about $185 difference. So
Those are both lowered?
yeah, they're actually lowered, so I shouldn't be complaining, right? But I was wondering how it changed or why it changed.
Well,
So the budget surplus number is a residual number. So it captures whatever changes occur in any other estimates and expenses. That will push the costs up, the expenses up.
Yeah.
And that's the residual number.
Yeah, I didn't see any other changes. That was why I was kind of wondering. I mean, it's not a big deal, but there is a difference there. So
So if we come back to it, I will find a more definitive response.
okay. Do you want to re-recommend that, or just leave it as it is with our recommendation?
We recommend it because I think it's lower.
It's lower, yeah.
So let's, I
Okay. So
recommend that we go by the new number.
New number, okay, so,
Which is, let's just put it for the record, is $2,216,200.
okay. And do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that one's recommended again, so, okay. Article 6. We've already recommended that.
Right, yep.
And then there's the... Article 7.
Transfer of revenue department.
604,454 from the Water Department, free cash to the stabilization fund.
That's the new number that they just got in, I think, right, Brian? Yep. Okay, so I don't think we voted that number.
No, we didn't do that.
Another $1 million, but that was in the...
Yeah,
There's
no.
more money there, that's just adding to the,
Yeah, this we haven't recommended yet. It's just waiting for us to do it. So if somebody would like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion, we accept this article as written.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor of recommending Article 7?
Aye.
Okay. Article 8?
Capital expense rate.
Right, yeah.
That's something that's required.
And it's money that's already been appropriated. They're taking it.
Yeah, and who wrote the we'll use this explanatory, it's on the bottom here. I mean, somebody wrote that, we didn't, but,
No, we don't write any of those.
no, I know, but it's here.
Yes.
So we're voting to accept that wording in there as well, right?
No, we're just voting to recommend the article.
Okay. But that's our explanatory note, I believe, right?
No,
Oh, it's
no,
not.
it has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
It's the Water Department's explanation.
All right.
You okay?
Yeah, my count.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's to meet OSHA standards,
yeah.
Environmental Protection Agency also. I'll make a motion that we recommend that.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
What did you just say? We're
Article 8.
OSHA stand, we jumping around now, we're down here
No,
now,
we're in
okay.
Article
All
8.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
great.
All right,
OSHA standards. This is
down here, okay, all right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 9.
Make a motion, we accept this article?
Recommend or,
Yeah,
Recommend.
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 Right
Yeah.
terminology there.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
All right.
Go on to Article 10. I think that's a good idea. It's always nice to be looking for new
The new
sources.
wells or whatever.
motion
Should've done that.
to recommend.
Dennis?
Already approved or recommended this before, right? Done that 20 years ago.
Well, they have.
What's that?
Should we
Okay, do I
recommend
have a
this
second?
before?
That would be probably in the past.
Yes, a second.
Like, over the
Okay.
years, it comes up, you know.
Instead of the treatment, right?
No, we had-
They need to be sure they have a source.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Article 11. That's 10, yeah.
One question I had on this one here is, I know the price of the power systems has come way down. I think, we originally putting aside 20,000 a year, now it's down to the new number, right?
So, well, yes, so it's a new number now, so
Okay.
we looked at how much was already
Yeah.
in the fund to do it.
Yeah,
We estimated that we've got 10 years to replace it, so that 10 years is, so we're short of $30,000 in that fund to replace all the filters at the new price, and that comes out to $3,000 a year going forward.
Okay, so that reflects the new adjusted price, right? Okay. I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 11.
I'll second that.
Right, I remember initially they were saying that they thought those things would be like $200,000, so they've come way down from the
Way down.
original Dodge from what they,
It came down from about 20,000 down to 9,000. There's a whole bunch of them, which
Yeah.
is where the $200,000 number comes from.
right,
So, well, it was more than $200,000. It's down, I can't remember the exact number.
Okay.
But whatever it is, we calculated it so that we only need to put aside $3,000 a year
Okay.
for the next 10 years to fund it completely.
And we
Sounds good to me.
we have a second and we have a motion, so all in favor of recommending?
Aye.
Okay.
Now, Paul is a brand name, not a method or a system.
Proprietary,
Yeah, that's why it was so high.
Yeah.
Because I already asked whether we can substitute cheaper filters, but it's proprietary, and we risk losing the warranty on the membranes themselves.
Not many things go down in price these days, and that's a substantial drop. Is it because of more
Competition.
demand from other?
And they got acquired by a larger company,
Company, yeah.
and that basically led to them reassessing all the pricing. It's still unusual.
Yes, it is.
Companies get taken over. Prices don't normally. go
Right,
down.
it's very rare. So we benefit.
Particularly drugs.
They've
Article,
been having trouble selling the whole system because of the razor blades were costing way more than the value of the shave, so.
Article 12, town vote to raise and appropriate $30,000 from the Water Department Stabilization Fund to purchase a tracked utility task vehicle. I think that's an excellent idea to get up to the water tank.
Is there anybody, there are antennas up there as well, right? Private
Yeah.
antennas?
And the town's emergency communication radio equipment is on that. Cell
Yeah, but I
phone.
mean, private companies like
Yeah.
Verizon or whatever.
They co-locate on the Crown Castle Tower.
Does anybody approach them to contribute towards buying this thing? Because they're gonna probably need it if they gotta go up there too.
They get up on their own.
Yeah.
They just go up when they need to. We don't, they just pay us a fee every year and they take care of themselves, so.
Yeah, but you actually raise an interesting point. One of the arguments for this vehicle is that if you try to go up that hill with a four-wheeler, you're going to be destroying the
So you
bed.
probably want this vehicle
Yeah.
to go up and down there. So maybe that's something you might wanna talk to the other companies and say, listen, you go up there, use our vehicle, we'll charge you so much to go up and down.
Yeah, we tend vehicles to be used by all the public safety
Yeah,
departments.
we know that, but I mean, it's the other companies that are up there that.
It's a good thing.
Now, do we have a firm price on that? I mean, did somebody go out and,
No,
we throw numbers out there, but I don't, is it 27?
We've estimated, they've gone out and they've looked at this. I don't remember whether it's off the Commonwealth.
All the
pricing.
purchase.
I don't remember, but they're, the folks are looking hard at these prices, so I'm pretty convinced that this number may be, there's always a 10%, but
Yeah, no, but I always like to see, because not blaming the water department, but, they've put things in there that were exorbitantly, then all of a sudden that becomes surplus, and I know we appropriate it, but, if we know that that's fairly close, I mean, within 10, 20%.
that is close.
Okay.
Do I have a motion?
Motion,
Peter will. Okay. Do we have a second?
second.
Tom? All in favor?
Aye.
Article 13. 13 and 15 will all be voted under one motion.
Yeah.
That,
So we're gonna vote one at a time now?
one at a time,
Yeah.
yes, for a recommendation. So do I have a motion on 13?
So it's 13-4? That's all right.
Yeah.
That's a standard article that we have
Yes,
every
we
year.
have the same one every single year.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we recommend Article
Okay.
15.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Paul, what am I saying, Tom? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 14?
It's for the harbor master.
Yeah, and this is the same one that we do every year.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we recommend Article 14.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And 15.
You do these as a lump or line by line?
15 is,
It's just one line,
One.
$30,000.
We're doing 15.
16 is the other one we're looking at. If we don't vote that, would that mean they won't reassess our properties?
no, it means it's going to cost us more when they do it, so we do the 30,000 every year to pay for it.
Same catalog they
Yeah.
charge you when you get your car fixed.
Yeah.
Better off to vote this.
Yeah. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, it's state mandated,
Yes.
it says it right there.
Did I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 16, these are the revolving funds. And they're all voted as one article.
And we've done all these line by line during the reviews.
No, this is the first time you're seeing but they're the same ones that we do every year.
But I mean, we've had all of these budgets before us.
No, we haven't seen
Yeah, the
this.
department budgets, yeah.
Yes, we
We have the
Yeah.
department, but this is the revolving fund.
This is
These are
beside
separate
that
from their
fund.
budgets.
Okay.
I just had a question, I mean, just for my own benefit. Like, for example, the Board of Health, they have a balance exceeding their limit of 20,000. So what happens with the extra money? They can only go up to 20, right? So
It stays in there. It
What's
stays
that?
in there.
just stays in
So what-
there?
Yeah, they use that for expertise beyond the agent's skills if they have some difficult septic plans to review, and if the filing fee, half of the filing fee goes into this fund, and then it's used by the department to maybe have a civil engineer look at an engineering plan for a septic system. They also use it to sponsor the Household Hazardous Waste Day and the White Goods Recycling Day.
So they can only use 20.
Plus, that large column is only what they can, they're only authorized
That's it,
20.
yeah.
They can
Yeah.
build, they can have more than that,
Yeah.
but they're only authorized to
Yeah.
spend the amount that's in the right.
So even though, for example, the Board of Health has 33,000, they can only spend 20 of that.
Right.
For a year.
Without permission from
They
the
can-
selectmen and the finance
They
committee.
can come for special permission.
Okay.
To raise that cap, and I think a couple of years ago, the cemetery board came in and raised the
Yeah.
cap on the
Yeah,
cemetery.
and
revolving.
the agricultural one,
Correct.
we did that one,
So
yep.
They realized that they needed that threshold changed. And this is all under the Municipal Modernization Act that was passed a couple of years ago when Governor Baker took office. We had to now have a bylaw in place, so we really can't change anything unless we go back and change the general bylaws for this and then change it on there. So we do have to renew the articles. They said they were making it easier, but for us, we were like, well, now we need a bylaw.
Yeah.
Each one of these, we can't change it unless we change the bylaw.
No, just, it's interesting, on number 11, Harbor Master, he had a zero balance to start, zero
Yeah.
income and zero, and, but he has a cap of 30,000, so.
That was set up to accept donations and the proceeds from sales of certain items to go in to offset maybe some other costs related to boat motors and things like that. for them, but, yeah, they haven't had any activity.
Okay, do I
Why
have,
is the Board of Selectmen have home composting bins in there?
That's been on a program that they've had for probably
A long
at least
time.
15 years.
Yeah, I was gonna
or
say a
so.
long time.
What's the logic behind it?
Well, before you could buy them, like at Home Depot, the DEP had asked, cities and towns to try to sell these. We do have to charge sales tax and things, and which gets it a little complicated, but we had some compost bins and that we were able to purchase through this DEP program. At some point, we're probably going to have to amend that and take that off because everybody just buys them at the store now. They're very common.
And there's no more grant money, I don't think, for that anyway, right?
Yeah, this is all we have. We would have
Yeah.
to buy it. We'll probably have to close it out, amend the bylaw, and then that money would go into the general fund, the $526.
okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to recommend Article 16.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Peter, okay. All in favor? Okay. Article 17.
This is so we can be seen on TV, right?
Yes, it is.
High definition, yeah, and that's the way it's an upgrade. I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 17.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Tom, okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Article 18. And this is from the septic system loans, right?
Yep. Make a motion that we recommend Article 18.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Article 19. This is where senior citizens can do volunteer work in the town and get the equivalent of earning a salary off from their taxes.
And right now, the maximum they can take off is $750 and it'll go to $1,000.
It'll go to 1,000.
Something, okay. I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 19.
Okay. Do I get a second?
Second.
On.
You look at professional mourner.
Abstain because my brother works in the town, so I won't vote on this.
Well, I'm old. I'm old, I have have an interest.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And
1, 2, 3,
recusing myself on this one.
4, yes, 1.
On the collective bargaining.
Okay, number 21. This is to vote to implement the cost of collective bargaining.
So these are the new numbers?
Yeah, this one, I was just trying to work on right now. But if I'm off by, we check that if I'm off by a few dollars here or there, that's okay, your vote will stand, and it just,
Okay.
I'll let you know if there's, but I was just kind of rushing through this to get this ready.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, we recommend Article 21.
Okay, second?
Did I?
Second.
Peter, okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 22.
This for the
I will abstain.
This is on the same idea as Article 21.
Yes.
But only with the fire
Yes.
union.
Would you like to bring the motion and the vote on that one, please?
I'd like to make a motion that we recommend.
No,
Article
ask somebody
22.
to make a motion,
Oh,
so I can't do it.
Chairman,
Sharon's
Chairman, you get the big bucks for
Yeah.
Oh,
second.
okay. Would somebody like to make a motion to recommend Article 22?
I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 22.
Okay.
Do we need a quorum on this?
We have a quorum.
We have a
Four.
quorum.
We do.
Four is a quorum.
Yeah.
4 out of 7.
But you're abstaining,
I'm
so
fine.
then,
There's four of us.
There's four of us here.
Yeah.
So we appointed you to fire.
Ouch.
can we meet during the day instead of at night?
You're turning red.
Okay.
My favorite color.
Dennis,
I made a motion. And
Can I second it then? Or
no one of these.
somebody else?
I will second that motion.
Okay.
all in
Okay.
favor?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Okay, Article 23. This is the general one that's done every year that appropriates the funding for these different sections.
Yeah, I'm the liaison for the community preservation, so I'm aware of these. I make a motion that we recommend Article 23.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Oh, second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Article 24.
Do we need to make a recommendation on 24?
I don't think we need.
No,
I didn't
don't think so.
get that far to see.
No, I don't think we need to make a recommendation on that.
I think it's an excellent idea.
We tried it once before.
I know we did, and
You
it,
voted.
yeah, it's an excellent, I think that we could be in dire straits
Yeah?
if somebody just ran and had no idea what they were doing.
Like Tom.
But do they need to be elected or?
Well, they're elected now.
Now it's elected.
Right,
Yeah.
right, but do they need to be elected or appointed versus hired? Can we
Well, they're
interview?
Appointed.
Hired. The board
Right.
of selectmen would make the appointment.
Right now, the only qualification you have to be town treasurer is live in Raleigh.
To be alive.
We would write a job description, we would put it in on the personnel plan. Right now, elected officials are exempt from the personnel system, so it'd be an actual job description.
It'd be like hiring the police chief or the fire chief or any of
That's
those
my point.
professional
Yeah.
positions. Yeah, that's the way we would do it.
So the appointment you're saying is just because they're accepted, they're
Yeah, well, we
they're
typically
interviewed by
make the-
HR,
we're hiring them, but
they're found to be suitable, and then you would,
Yeah, well, there'll be a, you advertise for candidates and an interview process, and then the selectmen will make the final appointment from the final 2 or 3 finalists. They'll make the appointment, and then if the person accepts it, they'll be hired.
So if we switch to that, that would be open to anybody, like there wouldn't have to be a town resident, is that
Right.
correct? Right, because you want to get the best, most
Actually,
qualified person.
I mean, it's a highly
Yeah,
technical, today, it's a huge position,
yeah,
so it's,
you want to be,
hopefully it'd be somebody from town, but.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you want somebody that also has the skills and,
Yeah, the skills of what you're looking for, the
Yeah.
skills of the education and so on and so forth. So-
I don't think we need to make a recommendation on Article 25 either.
Well, I was going to just stop back on that. After town meeting votes, they don't need any other
No,
approval?
No,
It does not go,
It's on the ballot.
A vote ballot question on this.
yeah, ballot question, okay.
If they both, like the last time we did it, the
Yeah.
town meeting voted it, town ballot voted it down by, I don't remember how many votes, it wasn't too many votes, we voted it down.
So that'll go on this
So it's a
ballot?
two-step process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the 14th or whatever the vote is, okay.
Sharon's recommendation are required.
Not required, yes. And the same on 25, I believe. I don't think we need to 26 either.
Yeah, that was interesting. What are they proposing to change about the seal and model? Does anybody?
I believe there's an Indian on the seal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's been always
But
there.
I think that's what it's all about.
And I found it's the way this was worded, and it says, let's see, it's talking about the seal and model of the Commonwealth, including those which have been controversial or misunderstood or are no longer meaningful to the citizens of the Commonwealth. I'm saying, who determined that, and what are they proposing to replace it with? And then there was somewhere else in here.
The commission at the state level is going to look at all this.
Yeah, so there's,
It's an initiative petition, so it's written exactly as the selectmen got the petition.
yeah.
okay, Article,
So we don't recommend, do not,
we usually only do
26.
money ones,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
27, I don't think. we-
27, we don't,
No recommendation.
no. Okay, 28.
How many more years do we have on the large ladder?
How many what?
How many more years do we have on the large ladder that we,
I think it's about one more.
15
Probably
more?
2 more. I'm not positive.
That's all?
Yeah.
We've been doing 5-year loans. This one here, we're gonna borrow half and pay cash for half.
The,
So there won't be any override. Most of the times we have an override, this will not require any override.
the truck that they need to replace is failing every which way. It needs new tires, it didn't pass its pumping.
Yeah, was it
It's
1987?
1987, I remember when they bought that truck, the guys were there in the middle of the night when it got delivered, they were so excited, it was one of the first brand-new trucks the town had, it was really, but it's
32 years old.
It's seen better days.
Yeah.
And this one should put us in a position that we probably won't have to buy another fire truck, maybe after close to 10 years. This will give us 3 good pumper trucks
Yep,
and a ladder truck,
yeah.
so,
The-
you
the-
know, everything else being equal, knock
Yeah,
on wood.
it's like, if we get this truck, then the Captain Ray will be the lower,
Yeah,
the last one, which is a little sad,
they're good for 20
2002.
or 25 years, so.
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember, but
Yeah.
that was the first one.
That was the first one of the new fleet that the town started buying. The rest of them were all bought by the association.
And Selectman Bob Madden was on the board.
Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Is this a much larger truck also than the one we
No,
have
it's the
now?
same size. I think
Same
it's
size?
Same size.
Basically the same size as the
But
other.
I think it's got a lot of new features now, so the pumper trucks can, I think, have a lot of automation with all the components to it for the pumping of the water and things like that.
There's also all kinds of safety updates.
Yeah, they don't have, the older trucks don't have all these other
The features,
safety
yeah.
features now that are really necessary in a firefighting
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, do you remember when they used to all hang on the back of the truck to go to
Yeah.
a fire?
Yes, I do.
Not today.
I'll make a motion that we
Okay.
recommend Article 28.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Article 29.
I was gonna ask how much money, but I see the next article says
Yeah, so
200,000.
we're trying to create this savings account for capital items subject to pumper truck. So the next pumper truck, another major capital purchase, we can set aside the town savings into this account exclusively for the purchase of capital items or capital projects.
We're looking at putting probably 200,000 a year, each year, then at the point where we need it, whether it's a fire engine, a highway truck, some other capital repair, or boiler goes or something, we'll have money available without having to go for an override, which is what we've generally been doing, or borrowing the money, so this is a savings account.
And who would authorize to spend it would be the town meeting?
Town meeting would have to.
Town meeting, okay.
Town meeting, 2/3 vote.
Yep.
Okay, do
Make a
we,
motion that we amend Article 29.
And second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then the next article will fund it.
I make a motion that we recommend Article 30 for 200,000.
I'll second that.
It's nice that we have a little extra money and we can start putting things away for
Reserves.
future use.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a smart move.
But like having the free cash, the other thing we've been lucky on is a couple of 3 or 4 years here, the school
Yep.
sucked up all
And that could happen
portion of the
again,
free
but-
cash. We're down a little bit, so we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
It's good to plan,
Fund some of these other.
planning smart.
Yeah.
We're in good times now, and when we hit a down cycle, at least we have some reserves.
okay, all in favor?
Who voted second?
Paul?
Seconded?
I second.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Okay, Article 31. We do this one every year. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Recommend.
I have a second.
I'll second.
In total, how much free cash do we have? I mean, they were taking a lot of these transfers, and do we have like over $1 million in free cash?
So we're earmarking a total of 1.2 million
1.2?
into the budget and into these articles.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Article 32. Put 50,000 into the stabilization fund.
I say.
Is that enough? 50?
Yeah, I think we're around 1.2 million,
So just over $1 million.
just over $1 million. We try, once again, try to put some money in there every year. Some years it's a little bit more than others. When I first became a selectman, stabilization fund had almost zero.
Zero.
So we've really made an effort over the
Yeah,
years.
they've done
How much
very
we
well.
have to rely on if the economy falls apart, or we have a major emergency of some sort, or
How much do we have in free cash then versus the stabilization fund?
well, free cash varies from year to year depending on,
Right, but are we in good shape with free cash now?
yeah, relatively speaking.
And what would
That's
that,
why we're putting money into these.
yeah, because a lot of it is going for
And
free
we'll roll
cash.
some
Yeah.
free cash over to next year, towards next year's budget, so we have a cushion.
Okay.
How much will you roll over to next year's budget? do you think?
Offhand, I don't know.
Couple $100,000?
Probably about 400 or
400,000.
500,000.
Because once again, particularly with the school, we never know from year to year what the school budget's gonna be. All the schools, not just Triton, but Whittier, plus, so
Yeah.
we have to have a cushion that we can fall back on if we need to. We try to
Okay.
roll over some of the, a good portion of the free cash just to cover that if we need it.
Do we have,
Make a motion.
Dennis?
Recommend. 32, Article 32.
Okay,
I'll second that.
Paul, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, and Article 33 is just for the election. Okay. Now, okay, you want this one with?
Can I just grab that?
Yep.
Made the motion.
Yep, that's what I figured. Yep,
Thanks, Debbie.
So I have to watch the tape again.
yeah. Okay, that ended the annual, now we're on to the warrant for the special. Article 1 is the same one. Article 2 is to pay for the expenses incurred to hold the town meetings. And that's gonna
And
come,
that's only for the, May 6th meeting.
Yeah, for the-
I'll make
yeah.
a motion that we recommend that.
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Article 3.
All of the funds in here are leftover from
Leftovers,
previous
yeah.
year, so it's nothing that's
Yeah, they're-
adding, they're using.
As Jack Demento used to call it, dusty money.
Okay.
The only question I have is just, they have a plan to spend this money. I mean, $4,300 is a lot of money. I mean, do they know what they're gonna do with it, or, they wanna improve the heating, but do they have a contract, estimate?
They have a quote, there's a problem, I think, with some of the HVAC, some of the vents, I think, are either blowing cold or it's not registered, it registers cold, I think, in the director's room. I'm sorry, maybe it doesn't cool it in her office because of the doors or something, so they have a quote to come in and reconfigure some of the.
So they don't have a hard quote, though?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do?
They
Okay.
spoke to a company.
All right, so that's why I was wondering if it's like we're looking for 20,000 at the end, we only got 4 right here, so,
Yeah, I think this is based on a quote she got from an HVAC company.
Yeah,
okay,
I think the company does the service of the machine.
okay.
Yeah, I think it's,
I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 3.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Oh, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Article 4.
I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 4. Since we got no choice, we've got 7 kids in there. And that's a shortfall, I think we had.
Right.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Peter, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Article 5.
Make a motion that we recommend Article 5.
Yeah,
I'll second that.
Tom, okay, yeah, that's good. They really need to replace those water lines out there. All in favor?
Aye.
Dennis, Tom. Number 6.
Are they short in expenses? Is that what this is for? 'Cause I asked the chief to see if there was any shortfalls. He said there was none, but it's,
I think that he put his expense professional development budget, he factored it this current fiscal year into his wage line, and he can't access that because it should be an expense line of the police department.
Do we have a recommendation?
I'll make a recommendation to accept Article 6.
Okay, Tom,
Recommend Article 6.
do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 7.
So technology and equipment and facilities upgrades. And also a 3/4 ton plow truck for the highway department.
Yeah, these are items that we used to borrow for a number of years, but now this year we've got enough free cash, so we're just gonna outright purchase, not incur any borrowing costs.
At some point, Are there plans to paint this building after we do the repairs?
It's got a lot of issues, so it's.
Okay. Because I know it looks kind of like it needs a paint job, and I didn't know
Yeah.
whether. Okay.
Lead paint is an impediment at the moment.
Make a motion that we recommend Article 7.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Article 8.
Yeah, these are the infrastructure repairs that need to be made.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 8.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 9. This must be a much bigger truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, this replaces an old truck. I guess the Pat said it won't pass inspection. They told them for the next year because it's,
And that spreader unit at the back's got to be at least 15,000, 15 to 20, the thing that they slide in the back, so
Yeah.
that's why it's so high.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we recommend Article 9.
I'll second that.
Okay, Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 10.
Make a motion that we recommend Article 10, because I know we need a lot of work done to our trees, and
Okay.
it's the way to
you
do
know,
it.
we did 50,000 last year.
Yeah.
Did all of Haverhill Street plus a little bit, a couple of other streets partially. And we're hoping that this 100,000 will pretty near cover. most of the other
Okay, do I have a second?
All kinds of dead trees.
I'll second that.
Tom, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Article 11.
Yeah, so the money that they didn't spend will be used to reduce the Pine Grove school debt and the amount that
Right,
they
she
need to borrow.
She
That's just,
borrowed the full exclusion amount for the police station. We didn't need it all, so all she's saying is instead of
Applying
borrowing
it.
the full amount for the school, because it's still got.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The extra money at the end, so.
I'll make a motion that we accept.
Okay.
Recommend Article 11.
Second,
I'll second.
Dennis? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Article 12.
My question on this is, we're looking at building another recycling center, but the cost of recycling with JRM is prohibitive. I
Well,
mean,
the thing
not-
is, the Board of Selectmen made a commitment to explore the cost of recycling. So we have a 1-acre site out on Route 1, across from the Olive Cafe. It's a tree site, it's a good site, it's a good 1-acre site. But this pays for the engineer to come in and tell us exactly what that will cost.
yeah, but then,
Then
but-
we'll have to go to JRM or Mello, find out what the recycling costs are gonna be to run the center for a year. And then at a future town meeting, we'll decide if we wanna spend all that money to do all those things.
It's gonna be an
Right now,
awful lot of money.
recycling is kind of a dead issue, but
Yeah.
the Board of Selectmen made the commitment. If the people wanna vote it down, that's fine, but the Board of Selectmen made the commitment that we would go for these funds to explore the cost of recycling in the future. And the big thing is a secure recycling center is the first order of business, which this funding, we don't have any way of estimating what the costs are gonna be to develop that site. So this would pay for that. The engineer and to tell us what the cost will be to actually build the site, oversee the building of the site if it happens, and then the separate issue would be the cost of recycling.
And we,
Yeah, you still have
and
the
hiring
operational cost.
somebody to run it and,
How can we afford it though, if talking about recycling costs are going up and up more now?
Right now, it's all, like I say, we made the commitment to the citizens at a number of meetings that we would explore this. People who were very upset. We probably got more emails and more stuff on when we closed the recycling center, so we did make the commitment that we would explore it. The $7,000 is going to tell us if we can afford to, if it ends up being $50,000 or $100,000 a year, then people may not want to vote that, but at least we don't have any figures at this point to tell us.
And on top of that, what it's going to cost to build the recycling
Right,
center.
and then we'll have a recycling company come in and tell us what's required to run it. And,
Yeah.
you know, the recycling, all the newspaper articles, TV stories, everything is, right now, the market is basically zero.
Yeah.
So whether it's worthwhile or not, we'll decide next year at the time.
Well, what we're doing is paying them to take it away,
Yeah,
whereas it used to be they would gladly take it and give us money for taking it.
yeah.
My feeling is that, you know, we're kind of like putting the cart before the horse in here, and
Well, this is just-
$7,000, I mean, but I can't support this only because I think we need to know really where recycling is going, and then we should start doing this investigate rather than spending $7,000 and it never gets off the ground. 7,000, but, and I know people want to recycle, and I think, you know, this is a good idea, but until the market changes, you know, we have time in the future to explore this further. I just think right at this time, it's...
Is this going to be on the ballot, though, where people are
No.
going to vote?
No.
If it's, okay,
All it's going to do is give money to engineer it.
okay.
But whether we actually go back to recycling again will be decided at a future town meeting, based on the
Okay.
cost we get from this engineer, plus the cost we get to determine how much it's going to cost to run it from Mellow or...
It's too bad they don't have a non-binding vote, a resolution where you could see how the majority of the voters
We have that
feel
for the-
about
Well,
it.
it's a matter of, unless we have some exact costs, it's kind of hard to tell people, you know, it's like Dennis says on, you know, knowing the exact cost of things. The engineer will give us the exact cost.
Only for construction.
Only for construction and development,
Operations,
And
right.
the operation will be told to us by Mello or JRM or somebody, and
Right.
the market may get better in 2 years, it probably is gonna get worse. I mean, right
Yeah.
now, it's not a good recycling, the market for recyclable products is terrible.
China.
China, and you don't want the recyclables anymore, they're the ones that took them all. And,
I mean, do we have the option to, at some point, ask JRM, you know, if we have a piece of property like this, to pay for the, you know, build the facility, which would only be
They're not
theirs?
going to do that.
They're not
You
gonna
know.
do that. It's a town-controlled site, 'cause then what we do is we go out to bid. If we decide to recycle, then we go out to bid from 2 or 3 different recycling companies for the annual cost of hauling away the recyclables, so. In a way, it's, you can probably look at it as throwing away $7,000, but people need the information to decide whether they want to do it or not. If the town wants to vote to spend $100,000 on recycling, then that's fine. But it's up to the taxpayers at that point to make that decision. And this is just the first step.
You know, if the Board of Selectmen made that as their position, right, to look into it in the future and give people the option,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it
our
really,
commitment that we would look into this is the first
Yeah.
step. That's
so
all.
if you
Well,
have the
you've-
results,
You've put the article in. We don't have to recommend
No,
it.
you don't have to.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever we want.
So it's up to you people.
but then if they have the study and they come up with an estimate, then the people really could decide, do we want to pay
But you
for
don't know
this
what
or
the
not?
operating costs are. I mean, right now, we have no,
We do- no, we
JRM has no
don't.
place to bring this stuff, and we're paying
Yeah.
them a lot of money to do recycling. I mean, we're not talking that we don't want to do recycling, it's just that, you know, we have to wait, I think, for the market to be more economically feasible to pay the bill, you know? It's only my take, but...
I'm not sure that's ever gonna happen, though. China was mainly the main player that, I mean, they're not interested in, you know, buying junk anymore.
And now you have to wash it all.
That was one of the complaints, that
Yeah.
our trash was dirty.
Dirty, yeah.
Contaminated.
Well, that may not change even doing this, following
Yeah.
this route.
Right.
So, it's an
The whole
unknown.
recycling market is gonna change dramatically from what we've been doing for the last 15 years. There's no more just dumping stuff in the bins.
Right.
It's gonna have to be sorted, or people could probably run it, because while you're helping one person, someone else sneaks in with a load of dirty recyclables, and so it's probably gonna take 2 people to run it. And,
Also, it'd probably, if we went that
Yep.
far, to prove that you're a resident of the town.
yeah, I mean.
That's another thing. You
Yeah,
get
that could
people
be something.
from other communities coming in
Who knows?
and dropping stuff off.
Used to be a simple process. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
So what is the feeling of the board? Do you want to recommend or not recommend?
I'll make a motion that we not recommend Article 12.
Do I have a second? No? Do I have a motion to recommend?
I'll make a motion. I will second Dennis's motion,
Okay.
contingent on getting a full cost, a better cost analysis of what operating costs are going to be.
Well, no.
We can't go that far?
If you're not recommending it,
You just don't recommend
This
it?
this 7,000
Okay.
will tell us what the cost are to develop
Yeah.
this.
This is like the first step.
Yeah.
this is the first step.
Forward.
Yeah.
Right now, we have no idea what the development cost would be. It could be $10,000, it could be $50,000, we don't know. And this,
Well, since we have so much money these days, I'll go forward and say we should go forward with it, but
Well, where
It's
we,
like,
where we stand? I made a motion. Did-
And I
still
second.
Did
Are you
still second it?
seconding
Yes, I
not to
will.
recommend?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got, let's see,
I mean, it's-
this and Tom, no. How,
Didn't take a vote. and then-
no, that's what I'm saying. That's what the
Yeah, the recommendation, not to recommend.
not to recommend.
Article 12.
So how many are in favor of not to recommend?
Aye.
Aye.
2. Are you in,
No,
You're-
I think we should recommend.
Okay, you think we
Because the
should
Board of
recommend.
Selectmen told the people that they would at least look into it, and if they don't do that, it's almost like they're reneging on something that they said.
no,
And we don't-
no.
We can
We-
vote and we'll vote.
We can vote to not recommend. The people at town meeting don't have to go by our recommendation.
I understand
They
that.
can vote that they want the article.
Right.
It's just you can vote that you don't want to.
Right.
You don't want to, not want to.
Spend the $7,000.
I would recommend for the article as it's written, but
Well, we-
Dennis is
we-
the opposite.
Right, so let's, we think,
Peter, what do you-
Okay, we have,
3-2, right?
so we have,
No, what did you vote?
I'm gonna go ahead since we already, I think we should go ahead doing it, but
So Chairman, are you a
So it's 2 to 2
tiebreaker then?
now.
I guess I'm a tiebreaker.
Two ayes for the motion.
Right.
Tom and
And
Dennis.
2,
And 2
Three.
nays.
Nays.
Paul and
Chairman's your
Peter.
call.
okay, I'm going to vote,
no, I
Nay.
voted for it.
Well,
No,
you
but-
you voted against the motion.
You voted
to not
against the-
recommend.
Right,
So
Okay.
you did not
yeah,
vote for
okay,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
like their motion, yeah, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Sharon is voting,
to, yeah, I'm voting
well,
no.
To not recommend.
No,
Or
I'm
to
voting
recommend.
no on your,
Oh,
On your,
So you're
Oh, yeah.
nay.
I'm nay.
Paul, Peter, and Sharon.
So the motion fails.
so that motion failed.
Okay.
Okay, now do we have a motion?
To recommend.
Recommend
yeah.
it.
I'll make a motion, we recommend.
I say,
Article
I second.
12.
Okay, so this is, okay, how many will vote yes for this one?
I will.
1, 2, okay. Yeah, well, yeah, so 3, yeah, 3 to 2.
I didn't vote yet, but I'll say no.
Okay, so I figured you were going to. Okay, the recommendation is, are you voting yes or no?
No.
No, okay, so it's 3 to 2.
Same thing.
Okay,
Excuse me.
As
Okay.
they say, consistency is the hobgoblin.
okay. Article 13. Make sure everybody's getting paid fairly.
Is that a requirement or that we,
It's a new state law, so
Yeah.
you need to conduct an internal review of all the job classifications as they relate to gender. And this study, if you do this study, if there are any claims that are made, that will mitigate any issues or claims you may have coming forward. So it's strongly recommended, it's part of that new law. The Personnel Department's asking for it to be done.
so the survey that we just did for,
That was a
mean-
classification.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean,
No, it was
okay.
not an internal
Yeah.
study of gender and positions.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
You will make a motion? I thought you were saying I mixed the motions. Okay,
I'll second
Peter.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Article 14.
This is another state labor law.
State
issue
mandated,
that,
yeah.
The town is required to comply with, municipalities are exempt under OSHA, we always have been, but under the new state law that went into effect in February, the state standards under Chapter 149 have been now raised to match OSHA levels, and that requires a lot of training, best practice manuals that have to be done, and it crosses to all spectrums of all jobs. The fire has a big piece of this, so they're included in the 20,000, the DPW-oriented positions. I know the water department, Bernie has in the water budget OSHA compliance things. So it's going to be a big undertaking to start these programs and pay for training and things like that.
I'll make a motion that we accept Article 14.
Dennis, okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 15.
I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 15.
Could I ask that it not be that horrible yellow color?
You got it.
Do I have a second?
Somebody want the yellow color?
I have no second.
I'll
Where's the
second.
complaint? I'm just
Peter.
curious. I go on the website fairly often and I find usually everything I want. So what are the complaints?
Updated. We need a mod, that thing's about 15 years old.
There's no
Yeah.
search function.
The search functions and.
You have to go in to upload anything, you have to go into HTML coding to do it. So there's a lot of, the IT department's been very helpful in helping us research opportunities to maybe improve it. A lot of municipalities use a company that really is oriented to municipal government with departments, and where it's easy to upload minutes and agendas, and maybe have a calendar that is easily accessible for all things that are, I'm just trying to,
So this
Look at
is
ways-
back-end upgrading, not interface.
It's very user-friendly for the public to use, a lot easier than the
Is the
system we
user
have.
interface, it's primarily, it's what, that may drive back-end work. I'm sure it will. But the site is kludgy at the moment. It needs tools so people can work on it. So, for example, you click on the selectmen and there's one category under the selectmen, which is the selectmen. So and there used to be one of the size of schools was listed under there, which was clearly associated with the fact that nobody can really manage it. We have the same issue, working with the water department on the same issue. Our site looks 100% better, but
Yeah.
it's still difficult for people to work with. We've got to just keep working with it. These are actually more investments than things like that.
Okay.
I'll second that. Dennis, you made a motion,
No,
right?
no, I have a second on it.
Oh, you did, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Who
Peter.
made that second? Dennis?
Dennis and Peter.
Peter.
Oh,
Okay,
Peter.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Article 10. 16, what am I gonna- am I getting tired?
What's the date?
Yeah, it's
May
May
6th.
6th.
Sorry, says that's your mistake for the night, right?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna upgrade our cable. Our
Does that come out
programming.
of do they have like an account?
Yeah.
It's coming out of the
Yeah.
cable
Yep.
account.
Cable.
All right, I make a motion that we recommend Article 16.
Okay. It's Dennis. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Tom? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, we're back to water. Article 17.
Make a motion that we recommend Article 17.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent idea.
Pricing balance.
Dennis?
And I'll second that.
Oh, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 18.
You have a firm quote or somewhere in that range, so, okay. I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 18.
Okay, Dennis? Do I have a second?
Second.
Tom? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
You can buy a copy of the movie. if you want.
Copy the what?
The movie, they go in and take pictures.
The guy goes in there with the swimsuit and everything, yeah. Good.
Okay,
It's probably pretty dirty.
Article 19.
I'll make a motion that we recommend that.
Paul? Okay. You have a second? It says we already recommended it.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'll second the motion.
Dennis, okay.
That's true.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 20.
Yeah, this is, again, Community Preservation Fund. These are the things that they're planning for the roofs and the window replacement and various other projects. I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 20.
And I'll second that.
Paul and Tom, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
It was really good this year, Dave. We normally get about 17% match from the state. We got just under 36% this year.
The item we got the other day is talking about for FY '20, 11%.
Oh, they're going to take it back
Well, the
then?
problem is more and more every year, there's more and more cities and towns jumping on the program.
Yeah,
They don't increase the amount of money, all they do is divide it up. It's like the money for school transportation.
Yeah.
but it's weird, like last year it was 17%, now it's
Yeah, it's-
36.
Well, what happens sometimes is the state throws extra money in.
Yeah,
Supplemented, so that's probably what happened last year.
which is good.
It's all the guesstimate.
Yeah,
That's why it has to be on there again.
Article 21 is the same.
same thing about the
Same thing.
windows and the roof, so yeah, I'll make a motion that we
Okay, Paul,
recommend Article 21.
second.
If they get 212,
I'll second.
212 windows and
Peter,
8 roofs for 260,000.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
22. I think this is an excellent idea.
Oh, yes. In fact, Susan Hazen brought some of the samples of the work that was done. It's really, really well done. These books weigh a lot, and they're on the special papers, and you can see all these documents fully, but, and they're covered with whatever type of material, but they're really well made, and they've got records going back to the 1600s, and she brought several samples in, and it's really, a community like this should have preserved its history.
I agree.
So,
Allows historians to get in, look at the records without actually figuring the books and stuff.
exactly, and touching the documents themselves, but they're clearly visible. I'll make a
Okay.
motion that we
Okay.
recommend that Article 22.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Tom, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 23.
Do we make a recommendation on this because we're leasing? the
Yeah, I
property?
think so, because we're leasing it involved. The town will get money from it.
I mean, I don't know anything about the lease or anything like that. I mean, does you have any information?
So it goes out to bid. In other words, the lease currently runs out, and we have to, the office has to, Debbie has to put out a new proposal, so chances are it'll be the same company leasing it, but it's a bid issue, it's an issue of bids, so we don't know.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we recommend Article 23.
Second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now. I don't know if we need to do this or not. The DIDAC.
Do you need to make a recommendation, do you think?
I
or-
think it's some, I don't think you have to, but
I think it would be a nice idea
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah, because.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's an unusual situation.
Are they ready to do it?
it's unclear about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any time frame, Debbie?
No, we're responding to their initial donation of the building, but they, it's unclear if that's really gonna go forward or not
Okay.
to us, because I think they're also trying to find another location in town. So their operations outgrown the building.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find another location, and they may not be ready yet for this, but at this point, I prepared the article anyway.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Dennis
I'll second that.
and Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I don't think we need to.
Kind of a housekeeping article.
Yeah.
From the Conservation Commission and from the tax collector relating to this parcel.
There's no money involved.
No, so I don't think we need to.
Was this coming off the tax roll, or,
It will,
so is that money?
Well, is that, is this
it's been taken by tax title.
foreclosure?
Yeah,
We own it already, it's just a matter of.
We took it.
It was
Foreclosure.
supposed to be part of this subdivision, I understand, preserved as open space, but the way that development was, ended up becoming like an eminent domain on that road, Saunders Lane back, maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah, so there's no money.
No money.
No, so I think we
recommendation.
Just put the conservation.
It's off from Havel, Saunders Lane, and it's off from Green Needle and
Yeah,
oh, yeah, yeah,
off from
okay.
Weathersfield. Yeah,
that must be near where Bob Snow is.
Yeah.
It's right around that area there, right, that part.
Article 26 is a bylaw change for the cemetery. So I don't think we need to do that one. Article 27 is another bylaw, so we don't do that one. 28 is another bylaw, so we don't do that one. 29,
It's another
Same thing.
another bylaw.
house salesman.
We have been inundated with house-to-house salesmen lately.
Yep.
Somebody wanted to come paint my house the other day, after someone wanted to replace my windows. I said to him, I have replacement windows. He said, well, you could replace them again.
And then you can always buy a vacuum cleaner too, because they're going around.
Yeah, so I don't think.
Full of brush.
Full of brush, yeah.
Oh, that doesn't apply either. That was,
What's the $20
Article
issue here?
29.
29.
That's the house-to-house salesman.
Yeah.
bylaw.
Okay.
That's what we were just talking about. And then,
Article 13 is zoning.
so we don't comment on that.
It's gonna be a long night at
Yeah.
town meeting.
And then,
Article 31 is zoning. Thirty-two is zoning.
I think that's, yeah,
And enter 33, which is the citizen petition. Zoning.
That's zoning too. Yep. So that finishes the special. So the next item on our agenda is the date for the next meeting, which would be the 29th.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock upstairs with a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen.
7, you said 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, yeah.
What day, Monday?
Monday, April 29th. 7 PM uptown, upstairs.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned.
8.